Mr. Mayor.
No, that's what I don't like. So we're gonna set a wage on something on a whim. We're dangling a carrot in front of the horse with this wage. But just remember, when we set it, and if someone comes along that is not near as qualified as this individual, and this one doesn't take it, we're married to it. It's gonna be out there.
Vincent?
It says right in the resolution that this is specifically for Matt Wojcik's appointment to the chief deputy, so we're not bound to offer any other candidates the same wage. And I also, again, no, I lost my train of thought. But I do think that it is a vote of confidence for the sheriff's department to try to fill this with an internal candidate rather than having to look outside and interview a stranger.
Good.
His wage is already paid. I mean, we're already budgeted for it, so it's not that we can't afford him at that rate.
Yeah.
Not very persuaded by the idea that it's gonna cost us any more because we got it in the budget. It's a matter of whether we ought to do it or not. And we still haven't heard the rationale was presented to the personnel committee. Now, I don't necessarily believe that that I am going to go along with what the administrative coordinator recommends or the HR manager recommends. They probably know that. But when they're right, I do go along with what they said. And they were right. We established the wage scale as it was originally presented. We need to stick with it. And we're going to keep making exceptions. We're going to keep making exceptions. And it's a mistake that what happened with the jail captain, but we're going to be right back here. Personnel committee is going to be right back here with another exception being proposed. And, the whole idea that go ahead and approve this and I'll try to talk the guy in, but if we're going to negotiate this wage, let's negotiate the wage with the guy that is going to get the wage, not somebody that's going to try to talk him into it. That doesn't make sense to me. Oh, yeah. And Biller's right. You don't know the guy's going to take the job, then we shouldn't be doing the wage.
Mr. Russell.
The other thing that just popped into my head, and I have to say it quick because it pops out at my age, but depending on how many more of these come down the pike, and they will, and depending on how you rule on them, depending on who the person is, we might seem arbitrary and capricious because we treat different people differently. And there's no justification for what we're doing. And we won't be able to support that. And now, in addition to having a problem with our wage scale, we have a problem with the EEOC, and that's a really much bigger problem.
For discussion, I would ask if you made a point before to not keep making the same point. Starting up the discussion a little bit. Any more discussion, Mr. Coggin?
I'm gonna say that originally I signed the finance one, the recommendation for 3740. Because we had a recommendation for a good guy, very qualified, has the backing of the sheriff. I believe our wages here are low. And it was no difference in essence, cents an hour than what the former chief deputy was getting. But that being said, you can't, how can I speak to fiscal responsibility about a jail and a highway department, then not support being consistent with a pay scale. Doesn't mean I support what you're saying. It doesn't mean I don't agree with what the sheriff's saying. But we've got to stick with what has been established. I think we need to revisit the pay scale and get that updated, and then do our best to get this county in a position where we can abide by what it's recommended, rather than chopping it up and making it next to useless. So that's I'm gonna be voting against this resolution.
And maybe a recommendation, is some of these departments that we're talking about. New streams. Go on a budget cycle, there's more revenue streams, we might have more money to do more of an adjustment to the wage scale, the suggested. Any more discussion? If not, I'll vote now. And this is for the step 7.
Wait.
3749. If you want, you can voice vote on that too. Yes. Okay.
Hurry up before somebody changes their vote.
7 yes, 10 no, failed by majority vote. Okay.
Can I ask a? So what wage do we offer him since they both failed?
It isn't gonna offer wages, it's gonna offer the job.
Because the resolution was also like acknowledging his appointment, so that failed.
There's not a wage currently. Back. Off from wage.
There's a wage current. Two.
But that failed too. This is an appointment, so this goes to the board. So
Oh. I don't,
it's appointed by the sheriff. It's a. Okay, because it doesn't go through an interviewing committee.
Yeah, but our practice would be, and that's why I just wanted to ask quick, we do 1 through 5 without going through any other committee. So I think we could offer him up to step 5 coming through here, because that's our typical. If it's above,
to do that.
if it's above step 5, then we have to bring it through all the committees. And the reason why I know personnel only had this step 2, but that's just because that's what they chose. So I thought we could still offer him 1 to 5, not that he's.
So then who would be the decision maker on what the offer is?
HR currently does that with the department head, 1 to 5 is what we've been,
That would be common practice. It would be what this diverts back to.
so that does still revert back to that.
How much is step 5?
One second.
Because it was at step 7.
3642. We can talk.
3642. Chief deputy wage would be less than the jail captain. Right.
I'll take this, we're on the sale, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now we're on number 4, under discussion, possible motion, the sale of that parcel 246035560. At 0000. I guess we put this on here in open session. I guess.
We do got a motion, but.
Okay, but it's not a resolution at all. I don't, if somebody wants to debate whether or not we want to sell this parcel, we will do that in open session. If nobody doesn't want to sell this, then it would be appropriate to somebody to make a motion to go into closed session to negotiate the terms of the offer that was presented today. My belief is that based upon the fact that you guys put out the RFP in the past, that there is no objection to going into closed session to discuss the terms of the sale. That being said with the head nods, then if who made the motion,
Did Spiller.
if Mr. Biller would make the motion to go into closed session pursuant to, and I'll have the chair read it. Closed session.
Okay, the motion to go in closed session is, number 246.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. The motion to go into closed session for cell parcel number 246-03560-0000 on the corner of College Avenue and Port Arthur Road pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.85 para 1 para E for deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public property, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business, whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. And we got a motion and a second. Go into closed session, and you can all vote now to go into closed session. Mr. Hanson? All right. 17, yes, we are now in closed session. Anybody out there? So next on the agenda is, open session, possible motion on topic of closed session. We got a
Make a motion that we direct the chair and legal counsel to negotiate with the prospective buyer.
Yeah, we get a motion by Mr. Willingham and a second by Mr. Moore to direct the chair council to negotiate with the prospective buyers here. Any discussion? None. I'll vote now.
It has discussion.
17 yes, passed by majority vote.
Well, do we have to wait for next month? To deal with anything?
If I feel there's urgency or if Phil feels there's urgency,
call
like special meeting, but we'll see how that goes.
They'd have to wait another month to start process.
We could call a special meeting if it became a necessity, and I'm sure. All right, next we got the appointments. Do we do these ones?
One at a time.
Okay, so first on the appointments is the Ethics Board. We have Tom Hall. We got a motion by Mr. Wedwick, second by Mrs. Halber. Any discussion? Not all in favor of appointing Tom Hall to the Ethics Committee, vote yes. We're tired. 17 yes, passed by majority vote. Next, we got the appointment of Ashley Nelson to the RCTC board. And we got a motion by Mr. Willingham and a second by Mr. Russell. Any discussion? And vote. Seventeen yes, passed by majority vote. Any announcements? Mr. Willingham.
Announcement, thank you to the administrative coordinator for providing those explanations, some of the resolutions. I think that's a very helpful, little concise document for us to prepare for meetings and that. Thank you.
Great, any more announcements? Not?
Stay overnight.
All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. Say opposed, say no. We're adjourned. 10:05.